with illegal mining, you get illegal guns, you get the prostitution, you get the drugs, you get everything. Illegality breeds illegality. Lawful activity, lawful mining breeds lawful activity. It's as simple as that. We all know that. Well, we know it. The government doesn't seem to realize it.
What explains the sudden explosion of illegal mining in South Africa? I posed this question to Hulme Scholes, a mining lawyer, in a recent episode of my podcast, Solutions with David Ansara. What follows is a short extract from our longer conversation. If you would like to watch the full-length interview with Hulme Scholes, that's linked in the description below. Enjoy. Right, well, Hulme, one of the features of contemporary mining in South Africa is the explosion of illegal mining, of zama-zamas. What do you think is driving that? And, is this a big problem? And how do you see the government reacting to this phenomenon?
So it's just the illegal mining is, criminals expand anywhere into a vacuum created by the police. So the lack of effective policing in South Africa means there's a criminal opportunity. So because there's no policing, criminals realized that mining illegally is lucrative and the authorities will do nothing about it. So let's mine illegally. That's the simple cause of it. And the state's reaction to it, in the absence of there being proper policing of it, is to deal with the issue by just trying to introduce another layer of legislation into an already overburdened system by gazetting the artisanal mining policy, for example, whereby a stroke of the pen, they try and inherently legitimize an illegal activity. I always use the analogy. The artisanal mining policy is like saying to a drug dealer selling heroin on the street corner, if you hand yourself in 1, 2, you go to Wits and get a B pharmacy degree, and 3, you start paying taxes and royalties on the heroin you're selling, you can continue to operate. It's just a fantasy. It's not going to happen. Inherently illegal activity does not get legitimized in the absence of policing it to start. The only way we can ever in this country pursue a proper system of artisanal or small-scale mining is if the rank criminality in the mining industry gets curbed. And that will only happen by effective policing and effective prosecution. It's syndicated criminality, David. The minerals mined by these zama-zamas are exported and processed and sold by criminal syndicates. You've got to stop that syndicated criminality before you can deal with the issue. An artisanal mining policy is not going to fix the issue. Most definitely not.
And I saw you commenting somewhere that illegal mining constitutes about 30% of gold exports in South Africa. So there's
the Minerals Council, it's massive. I mean, the loss to the fiscus is billions of rands. You see, what people don't realize, David, and it's logical, but I'm talking from experience. If you make it really difficult to mine lawfully, people will mine unlawfully. Everything of value is going to be mined. It's going to be mined illegally or it's going to be mined legally. So make the system user-friendly so that legal mining can happen. Regulate the system to make it easy so people can apply for prospecting rights and mining rights and lawful activity follows. If you make it too hard for lawful activity to follow, illegal or unlawful activity follows. That's what we're dealing with as well. The system is too clumsy and it is not well managed. So it's easier to mine illegally than to mine legally. That's what we're dealing with.
I think the irony there is that the state tries to control the whole process, maladministers the industry, and then that actually creates all of this chaos on the margins where now you have these criminal groups operating.
Correct. And as I said, and it's logical, the failure of the police to intervene when there's this unlawful activity makes it lucrative for criminals. criminals will do what they will undertake any criminal activity that makes them money in a system where the police do nothing about it. It's not just in mining, it's everywhere. And I mean, that's just logical.
Yeah, I once met with a researcher and he told me some pretty horrific stories about desperate migrants coming over from Lesotho and actually almost being abducted by some of these criminal groups, forced to live underground for weeks at a time, often dying.
It's terrible.
Under terrible circumstances.
Look, that human tragedy at the end of the illegal mining business, if I can call it that, they are exploited like people at the bottom end of any criminal system. That poor guy from Lesotho or Mozambique who's been retrenched from a lawful gold mining operation, he's desperate. He goes underground for 70 or 80 rand a day and dies there. He's not the problem. He's a victim of the syndicated criminal activity. Stop the syndicated criminal activity by effective policing and you'll deal with the problem. Until then, we're not going to win this war. With illegal mining, you get illegal guns, you get the prostitution, you get the drugs, you get everything. Illegality breeds illegality. Lawful activity, lawful mining breeds lawful activity. It's as simple as that. We all know that. Well, we know it. The government doesn't seem to realize it.
Thanks for watching. Let's hand over to you, our audience. What do you think explains the sudden rise in zama-zamas? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also, if you would like to check out the full-length interview with Hulme Scholes, that's linked over here. You can also explore my other channel, that's linked over here. My name is David Ansara. Until next time, take care.